recently there's this news about a lady who got hit by a motorcycle.
Oh no.
Yeah, on the crosswalk,
Oh God.
and she actually died on the spot.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That would never happen in Finland.
Well, at least lose their license, but I'd say they probably would end up in prison. Yeah.
ก่อนหน้านี้มีข่าวนะครับที่เหยื่อถูกรถมอเตอร์ไซค์ชนจนเสียชีวิตบนทางม้าลายเรื่องแบบนี้ไม่ได้เกิดขึ้นเป็นครั้งแรกครับจริงๆเกิดขึ้นค่อนข้างบ่อยด้วยซ้ำในเมืองไทยแล้วก็เลยอยากไปถามชาวต่างชาติในเมืองไทยดูครับว่าเขาเคยเจอปัญหานี้กันบ้างไหมแล้วเขาคิดยังไงกับเรื่องนี้ครับก่อนจะไปชมคลิปนะครับเราอยากจะเชิญชวนเพื่อนๆทุกคนให้ร่วมกันสนับสนุนช่องของเราโดยการสมทบทุนมาที่บัญชีนี้ครับเพียงแค่คนละ9 บาทนะครับก็จะทำให้พวกเรามีกำลังใจทำคลิปดีๆกันต่อไปไม่หายไปไหนซะก่อนหรือจะสนับสนุนด้วยการกดติดตามช่องของเราไว้ก็ได้นะครับเราสัญญาว่าจะผลิตคอนเทนต์ดีๆมีคุณภาพเพื่อให้สมกับที่ทุกคนกดติดตามช่องของเราครับ Have you ever had any trouble crossing the road?
Yes.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, me especially.
Yeah.
I get too nervous, so I stand there and I wait, and then yeah, it's a bit scary.
Did the car stop when you cross the road?
It depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes I have to just walk around.
Circle around the car.
Yes.
Yeah, that
But
happens to us too.
I just cross when there is no car, to be sure. I think there is not a lot of points where we can cross the road easily, but it's okay. I think I just look and run.
Yeah, well, like that was green there, and then a bus just flew by when it was green for people to walk. And then we were in Phuket as well, and there's lots of just like kind of walkways and stuff like that, but they never yield to the people walking by. They just drive straight through, so you're kind of just left awkwardly standing there for a while a lot of the time. So yeah, it's not great compared to back at home.
Got halfway through the other day and had to stop, but then that's it.
That should be alarming.
Probably should be. We do it in London as well though, so it's yeah, it is a little bit alarming.
Not really trouble, but I am concerned because like the traffic is very different from Finland. It's quite crazy. I would almost say hectic. There's a lot of cars and motorcycles and everything, so yeah.
I have noticed when it changes to red light, they still come. If there's no cars coming, people do still come around the corners and stuff, and it's scary because you think it's safe to go, and it's not.
I mean, I've had close calls, but nothing I'd be worried about. And I'd be walking around drunk as well. So,
yeah, sometimes it's kind of our fault, I think. Sometimes tourists to blame, not always the motorists. Like, but it is hard. You don't necessarily know the rules. Like, you see a crosswalk, it's like, do we go? Like in where we're from, if someone walks, you stop as a driver. Like, you know that the pedestrian kind of is in charge. Whereas here, you kind of don't know to go, not to go, so you just get ballsy and go eventually, I guess, usually. Just hope nothing happens.
Take your chance, right?
Yeah, exactly. Especially like if you're used to other Asian countries like Vietnam, you just walk and they'll dodge you. Like, and you just don't know if that's the same.
wow, it just walks constantly and slowly, and they veer around you.
Wow, cool.
I've learned now you've just got to go for it.
Yeah.
No, I don't recommend that. I really don't recommend that.
Yeah.
It's not like in Vietnam where you have to go straight and you don't hesitate ever.
Yeah.
Because someone told me that in Vietnam you have to just cross it. Don't hesitate because the car will rear around
Go around you. Oh my god.
In Thailand, rules don't apply.
Yeah, they don't stop.
Yeah, I've got to be a bit more cautious, definitely.
Yeah, they just don't stop. I've been
Ever?
no. Last night it took me about 5 attempts to get across one road last night. I couldn't get across.
I was stood over the other side waiting for her.
Yeah, and I would go and then come back and go and come back. So it's really, they don't stop. It's very scary.
What was that close call you were mentioning?
I would say it was just like scooter. I was just not paying attention. It's more my fault than anything. The opposite sides also messed me up. Like, he's from England, so he was used to that, but Canada, we drive on the opposite side.
Yeah,
nothing
just like
normal.
step it out and look in the wrong way and just take it for granted that they're going to stop, but they don't always stop.
If you are to cross the road back in France, would it be easier than in Thailand?
Yes, I think so. In Lyon, my city, it's a city made for walking people, so there is a lot of accommodation
for walking people.
I mean like the crosswalk and
Yes,
stuff like that.
crosswalk and
Or
lights,
crosswalk, right?
so you know when you can cross, and it's really easy and safe. But I don't know the laws here, so I can't.
The law itself is pretty much similar
Okay.
to let's say in
Other
France.
countries.
Yeah, but the enforcing of the law that's different. They don't take it that seriously.
Okay.
It's not that strict. You may see there a motorcycle going the wrong way.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen in France, right?
No, I don't think so.
Or like you said before, you won't have to run in
No,
to cross the
yeah.
road. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about what the rules are here, but like in London, like you have to give way to us. Like a pedestrian is on the right, whatever it is, so they have to stop.
Is it different in Norwich?
No, generally everyone stops. Like it's a lot slower and not as busy as London. So, and a lot of it's pedestrianised anyway. So there's not really many cars in most of the central areas.
What's it like in Finland?
Well, there's a lot of laws and regulations, and it's very strict to follow them. And people are driving more like carefully, and you can cross the road. You need to like stop for the pedestrians and all that, which is not always the case here, I think.
If you want to cross a road where there's no crosswalk, what would happen?
I mean, usually it's still fine. Of course, then the pedestrian needs to look both ways and see that there's no cars, and it wouldn't be the cause, like the driver's fault if something would happen. But that's why you usually use the crosswalk, to be fair. But it's very rare that anything happens anyway.
Really hard to get your license and stuff over there. You have to do a minimum number of lessons and things like that. And there'll just be the buttons that you press at all those, a lot of them, and then basically if there is ones without buttons, people just stop if they see someone on the side of the road and they have the right of way. That's kind of the way it's done. So there's no guesswork involved.
No, you just run here and hope that
Actually, there are some crossings that in Bangkok that have kind of this button where you press and the lights will go on. The red
I've
light
seen a few of them.
Yeah. But then again, cars and buses.
And the motorbikes are always kind of just going by as well.
Like we have cameras on our lights, so obviously if you run a red light you get a ticket, you'll get a fine. So they're pretty safe. Like I'd say it's quite safe. The roads are quite safe.
A lot safer than here, definitely.
So if a pedestrian were to cross the road, even if there's no crosswalk, would the car stop?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, they probably beat the horn really loud, but they would stop. Yeah, I'd say it definitely is safer in England. If there's a red light, it's a red light. You know you're definitely safe to cross.
Because if you go through a red light in England, like a couple of weeks later, you'll get a fine through the post, you'll get a ticket. So people don't risk it.
Yeah, no one would risk it. So it is safe.
We do have that. We do
Oh,
get
do you?
tickets.
Oh, okay.
But no one really cares.
Yeah, still do it anyway.
The reason I asked you this is because recently there's this news about a lady who crossed the road on the crosswalk and got hit by a motorcycle.
Oh no.
Yeah, on the crosswalk.
Oh God.
And she actually died on the spot.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I think I read that. Yeah, big controversy. So
Like I didn't know anything about it until you kind of told, so I haven't heard it in the news. But it sounds pretty horrific.
It's just really sad, I suppose, that you just can't cross the road without fear of being knocked down. She's just probably going about her day,
Do you get a lot of fatalities?
You won't believe it.
Really?
What would happen to the driver in your country?
It depends. I don't know. I need more context on the situation. Like what happened? Because
If the pedestrian had right of way and a motorcyclist smoked them, they'd be probably losing the license and going to jail, I would think.
I suppose it would be possible, but
There'd be uproar.
There'd be uproar. Probably be put to jail, I suppose. Like there's a lot of kind of country roads in Ireland as well where there's no footpaths and stuff like that, so obviously that's not great and people would be walking on them. So the odd time you could have accidents there, but if it was at a crossing and stuff, I'd say they'd lose their license anywhere, be suspended from driving for a couple of years.
In France, when it's an accident, you have to go to jail and we remove the driver license, but not forever. Just it depends on each case. But
depends on the judge.
Yeah.
I don't. Is it a prison sentence?
Yeah, you go to court and then it'd be prison sentence.
Maybe manslaughter.
Potentially manslaughter. Depends who was at fault, to be honest. Like if a person stepped out in front of you, you'd probably be more manslaughter. But if
You'd still probably get a prison sentence.
If I remember correctly, he drove like 120 kilometers per hour at that moment.
yeah,
What?
that'll be murder for us. Straight, yeah.
I don't. You're not even allowed to go that fast.
No,
In like towns and that, you can't.
it's at 20.
You can't. Yeah,
Which is-
30 miles an hour tops.
Yeah.
The driver that hit the lady, they probably end up in prison, I'd say.
definitely.
Yeah, or wow, at least lose their license, but I'd say they probably would end up in prison. Yeah.
But on the crosswalk, see,
Yeah.
that would never happen in Finland because, like, for the crossroad, that's where the pedestrians are.
Right.
So the cars always have to stop. But I'm kind of not surprised because I've seen the traffic here and it's
In Thailand, theoretically, the law gives priority to the pedestrian.
Right,
But,
okay.
Yeah, as you can probably see
Yeah,
every
it's
day,
just, it's just
the
a
rule
bit
doesn't
chaotic.
apply
No,
always.
it's optional. Rules are optional sometimes. Yeah, in Thailand.
So overall, what do you think of traffic safety in Thailand?
Not good.
No, not safe.
Not safe.
overall, I don't think it's super safe, at least from my perspective. Also, road safety, I don't drive here just because of that. Like maybe the islands, but not in Bangkok. It's too much.
Yeah, and I won't suggest that either.
maybe on island like in Copenhagen, I feel safe there because it was small and many scooters, no many cars, so it was okay. But I don't know if I want to drive in Bangkok.
I think it's a bit chaotic. Like I think there's just a lot, like you said, a lot of the rules are optional. Like just being in taxis, we've nearly been hit a load of times. Like being in tuk-tuks, we've nearly been hit by cars. Like it's just a little bit every man for himself, and people don't really necessarily worry about what the next person's doing.
But it's more like a controlled chaos, you know?
It's organised chaos.
Yeah.
I've heard that word so many times from foreigners.
Yeah.
Yeah, organized chaos, controlled chaos.
Because for you guys, it's probably organised, but for us, we have no idea.
Yeah.
It's literally hope for the best.
Chance it.
Don't get hit. There should be more organisation, especially for tourists, letting them know how you're meant to cross the road instead of just like, good luck, don't get hit. So
There's a lot more discipline on the roads in Canada. Like the rules are the rules, everyone follows them. Like they might not be great drivers, but they always follow the rules.
Right. ถ้าชอบคลิปนี้เพื่อนๆยังสามารถส่งกำลังใจให้ช่องของเราได้ด้วยการสนับสนุนมาที่บัญชียักษ์คิ้วทีวีตามเลขบัญชีนี้เพื่อให้เรามีกำลังใจทำคลิปดีๆกันต่อไปนะครับขอแค่ทุกคนที่ดูคลิปนี้คนละ9 บาทก็จะต่อพลังให้พวกเราได้แล้วล่ะครับ
Concerned, hectic,
Nervous.
Fine.
End up
Wheels. Controversies.
Up for it.
Alarming. Pedestrian. Fatalities. Manslaughter.
manslaughter.
Close calls, balls you. Smoke. Every man for himself.
Accommodation. Maybe now I'm in Thailand for 1 month. I can rent, I think, a scooter.
We were going to rent a motorcycle, but
no.
yeah.
Everyone said don't
Everyone
do
said
it.
don't do it.
I highly don't recommend you to
Yeah.
do that because it takes skills to
Yeah.
maneuver around Bangkok.
Yeah.
Even myself, I don't drive motorcycle in Bangkok.
Yeah.
I do drive
Yeah.
car, but
Not a motorcycle.
not motorcycle ever.
Too dangerous.
Yeah. Don't even try.
Really no.
I'm George from Norwich.
Norwich. Cool. I watch football, so yeah, I know where Norwich is.
Good man. Good man.
I love Timo Pukki, by the way.
Oh my god. You're literally my best friend.
But actually, I'm a good artist.
You like Team Ibuki, that's all.